Hey guys, it's Mike with another Guild of Guardians spotlight video. Today we're taking a look at Aloria. She's a Vulos Strength Imperial Warrior. So we got her dialed in here on the warrior front. So she wants to have some attack, but she's going to be kind of tanky, kind of attack, kind of everything, but not really great at anything typically. So we'll take a peek at her abilities and see what she's doing for us. We did take all of Tuskrog's gear and put it on her, and we added attack on the crossbow. Typically on a warrior, you'd probably lean towards attack, but they are up in the front, so you do want them tanky as well. So you can kind of play with their gear set depending on what you need. I have my best set of boots are these these defense boots, so that's what we're putting on her today. But potentially, if we wanted to do a little more damage, we would switch these out for attack, assuming she didn't die right away. So we're gonna go ahead and check out her skills here. Her ultimate ability is an AoE attack, Call of War. She's gonna charge at a random enemy and cause knockback to all impacted enemies, dealing 250% of attack as physical damage to the final enemy. We've got that all the way up to 360, so this is going to hit pretty hard. I think the charge, as she runs through other enemies, they will receive knockback, and the final enemy that she hits is going to receive this damage. I believe is how this works out. So that's a linear AoE. I don't know that it's going to affect everybody, but we'll find out. At least everybody all the time. Sometimes it'll affect everybody if it is linear, but it may not. Victory Horn is her support ability, increases all allies attack and attack speed by 20%, increase energy recovery by 20 per second for 5 seconds. So it's going to kind of help speed your team up, increase their attack power, and recover energy to get to their ultimate abilities faster. Her passive is Deflection. She resists a single control effect every 10 seconds. We've got that down to 8. After successfully resisting an effect, recover 10% HP. So pretty interesting kit. I have used Aloria in a couple spots. I don't think I was overly impressed with her, although I don't think I ever got her to level 100 either. So bringing that number up and seeing what she can do. Well, we're going into the Great Forge. They switched this up on us, so we can't inspire anymore. So I guess we'll just go ahead and rest. So she won't get to her ultimate ability quite as quickly as in our previous videos, but we'll give it a shot here. It's kind of tough with the RNG to give a consistent shot for all these champions, but I feel like there's learnings to be had, just kind of trying to do the best we can with the consistency here. But we'll see how she does. She is Vulos, so she doesn't have a negative affinity to any of the Cinders or Hydrus or Terra, so she should be kind of neutral as far as that goes. But she was at like 504,000 overall power, so that kind of is a little bit less than we'd like her to be. We did get that curse where her stuns are going to last a little longer, so that's unfortunate. She seems like she's just taking a lot of stuns here. There she goes. She's starting to do something here. So she killed them. Let's see here. We charge all those guys back right off the screen. That's kind of cool. I actually have not seen that before, so I don't know what happened there. But she did kill all of them. I don't know if they all took on that 360% damage, or if it was just one of those enemies, but she did take the entire team with them. Alright, so we are entering that second room, so we'll get going here and see if that ultimate ability comes into play again. I didn't notice, I don't know how it really does with the attack speed and that, how it tells you about it. So yeah, she grabs everybody, takes them clear off screen all the way around, and then smacks them. They all died, and now she got one enemy left. So that's actually a pretty interesting ability that does quite a bit of damage. So that's pretty impressive. Alright, so we are moving on to that boss fight here. Aloria doesn't seem to be having a lot of issue going through that. She seems pretty tanky. Started right out with her ultimate ability. She lost the boss. He's lost looking for her. Looks like she did some damage there, but the other ones might have dodged it maybe. And so she's got a critical coming in there. So she's not super fast. I mean, her ultimate ability is helpful in that when it does hit everybody, it hits pretty hard. But yeah, like it took 2 of those guys out. So hopefully she'll kill this guy. She doesn't have any healing in her kit, so she's just, this is all the damage she's taken the entire time. She might be at a place where she does not or cannot use that ability on a boss, because that's the third time that he's avoided it, which is kind of weird. Or maybe he was immune to it. I'm not entirely sure, but she's gonna probably hopefully hit him eventually. We're a minute into this fight. She is tanking up the damage pretty good. Again, she goes right through him, doesn't get him with her ability. So that's probably pretty unfortunate. She did finally hit him. Okay, so she's doing some damage now. We could really use a critical. So that's her support. So that's where she speeds herself up and gets more energy gain for 5 seconds. Like, it increases by 20 for 5 seconds. Again, she goes right through him. So she may or may not get through this battle. It's taking forever. So hopefully we could really use a crit dodge. Alright, she's got him. She's got him. So that was one of the longer fights we've had in room 5 there with the third fight. But she wasn't really in danger of dying either, which is pretty good. But she definitely wasn't doing as much damage as some of the other folks that we've used. So considering other warriors that would fit this space, like Palmera and things of that nature, I think that she probably does not do quite as much for you as Palmera. Definitely not as much damage. So as we take a peek at Aloria out here in the Token Trove, she's at $1.71 currently, but there are only, I think, 5 of them for sale at that price. So then she jumps up to $2.41. So she's probably on the higher side of average for the epics. Typically, she did take a little bit of a dive recently. And I think that's probably due to the fact that you don't acquire her fragments in the game, that you have to pull her. So kind of similar to a Grind or a Brund or an Icum, where they're not characters that you will get eventually just from playing the game for sure, that you would actually have to summon them from a summoning stone. But ultimately, I'm not super impressed with her. I do think there's better alternatives for warriors in the game. You got the warrior version here, the warrior of the warrior. It's kind of fun. Actually, quite a few warriors down here, so that's kind of cool. But I think all in all, I think she can do some work for you. You definitely want to run her alongside a tank, somebody that's going to tank up some damage, like a Tuskrog or Icum, I think would be your best choices there. And then early game, maybe into the mid game, she'll do some work for you. And then I think that you'd probably graduate to a Palmera or even a back row damage dealer like an Atticus or Darizda. But in the beginning side, she is going to do a little bit of work, but I probably wouldn't spend too much time investing in her. She just doesn't seem to do enough damage or enough support or enough anything. She just does a little bit of everything. At least that's my take. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. But I think that's about what I got on Aloria. I appreciate you guys spending the time with me here today, and I look forward to seeing you next time.